Hey guys, welcome to Fortune Finds. Today I'm going to be showing you how I contour using the Narcissist Cheek Studio palette. I actually recently got this. My boyfriend bought me this for Christmas, so a couple months ago. He always seems to buy me NARS, which I love. He knows the way to my heart. Makeup and NARS. This is what the front looks like. It's just a mirror. I cleaned it before this video, but it got a little dirty, sorry. So the mirror on the outside is great, but it does not compare to the mirror on the inside, which is amazing. The whole palette, top, cover, whatever this is called, is a mirror. This is what the palette looks like. It comes with a bronzer, a contour shade, a highlighting shade, and then 4 blushes. My boyfriend and I recently went to the Bahamas a couple weeks ago. It feels like forever ago. But now we're back in the colds. But while I was there, this came in handy. I mean, this palette has a bronzer, a contour, and 4 different blushes. So literally, this is all I brought for contouring. So it saved me a lot of space in my makeup bag. So perfect for traveling. Highly recommend this. It's amazing. So I'm gonna show you how I contour using this palette. I might look a little strange right now. I did apply primer, foundation, and I did my brows, a wing looked, and threw on some mascara. For primer, I used the Kors Greek Yogurt Smoothie. So I just threw this on my face, rubbed it all in, and then after that, I applied the Josie Maran Vibrancy Argan Oil Foundation Fluid. This vibrant packaging. In the winter, these two babies together are like my stars. I have relatively dry skin, but in the winter it's like uber dry, so this puts a lot of hydration back in my skin. Kick-ass products right here, love them. And then to do my brows, I use my trusty City Color Bold Brow in the shade medium. I only use the top color. I don't use the bottom color because it doesn't match my eyebrows, obviously. And I apply it using an angle brush. One of my new favorite, like, up-and-coming brands, Seraphine Botanicals. I use their Liquid Kohl Waterproof Liquid Liner in the shade, what's the shade? I don't know. I can't find the shade on here for some reason. I love Seraphine Botanicals, but it has awful packaging on this liner. I greatly dislike butterflies. I think they're terrifying. If you ask my boyfriend, I actually almost ran into New York City oncoming traffic because a butterfly came near us, and it was just like my gut reaction. It's sad, but I'm not kidding. So Seraphine, get rid of the butterflies. Otherwise, I love you. Of course, I use my trusty mascara, Makeup Forever Excessive Lash. I say this all the time. If you have sad, stubby, short lashes, this mascara is the best. I've tried a ton of different mascaras, and this is the best one for my stubby, sad lashes. So there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna take my Tarte Tape Shape. I'm just gonna put some concealer under the eyes like so. And then I have some blemishes because it's about to be that time of the month for me. I'm gonna use my trusty Morphe sponge, and I'm just gonna bounce that into the skin to just hide any darkness, any bags. And if you put it in this triangle shape, it makes your eyes look more awake. So that's what I like to do because this chick is always tired. I'm always tired. Make sure that that's all blended in. Now I'm gonna take my Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm just gonna take some of my beauty blender and then just setting the concealer that I just applied. This is so you don't get creases. And then I also will take some and just apply wherever I get oily, which is for most people in their T-zone, my nose, my upper lip, my chin, and my forehead. So that sets the concealer in and will make sure that it doesn't move for the rest of the day. Okay, now moving on to the Studio Cheek palette. I'm gonna go in with the bronzer shade, and this way it creates like an outline for where I'm gonna put the contour. Like, it's easier to clean up a bronzer than it is to clean up a contour shade because the contour shade is so much darker. I'm going to take this crown brush, and like in every video, I will link all of the products that I'm using down below. And I'm gonna dip it into the bronzer. You're gonna find your cheekbone. I hope we all know where our cheekbone is. I like to check from the top of the ear, and I like to go straight down. Point of contouring is to really chisel the face. So you don't want to bring it in too close to the cheeks, because then it will create a chubbier face, which, not that chubby faces are bad, but we're contouring here, so the point is to really chisel our face and make it look slimmer. And you see I'm putting it right underneath the cheekbone so that it really defines the top of the cheek. And then I like to put it on the top of my head to get rid of a 5 head. Nobody likes a 5 head. I mean, no offense. I don't have the smallest of forehead, so I like to make my forehead a little bit smaller. And I like to do under the chin, because again, the point of contouring is to make everything look slimmer, so we get rid of a double chin. I'm gonna go in with the contour shade now using the same brush, this color right here. And I'm just gonna go over what I already did. Chisel out what I already did. Now see, that is a lot darker. And I'm gonna do both sides. And for me, I just like to place it and then I'm gonna blend it. So I'm just gonna blend it. And the good thing about contour is that if it gets sloppy, we can always go in with our translucent powder, really clean it up, which we will do. I'm gonna show you how to do that in 2 seconds. Now, as you can see, the face is a lot more chiseled now that we added the darker color. So now we're gonna go in with the Beauty Blender. I'm using the Morphe Beauty Blender, so I'm gonna use the flat side. I'm gonna take some translucent powder, go underneath, get these big ass hoops out of my face. And I'm just gonna clean it up a little bit. So see, it's just making it a blunter line. I'm gonna let that just like sit while we do the rest. So now I'm going to contour my nose. I don't like my nose. I broke my nose twice in my lifetime, both times playing basketball. I know I'm 5'2" and I played basketball like all throughout middle school and like some of high school. But I broke my nose twice, so I'm not really fond of it. But contouring has really been a struggle for me in terms of my nose. It's not gonna look like snatched, but it's gonna look more snatched than it is now. So to contour, I'm gonna be using my Luxie 249 brush. This is actually an eyeshadow brush. I'm gonna go in with the bronzer, put some on there, and I'm gonna really get it on the point of the brush. And I'm just going down my nose like so. And when you contour your nose, you wanna bring it in. So like the outside of my nose is really here, but when I draw the line, I'm gonna bring it in closer to the middle of the nose to really make it appear thinner. And to make your nose appear smaller rather than longer, you're gonna add a darker shade here. So it like cuts the nose off a little bit. And then I like to bring it into my brows a little bit, not crazy, just so it doesn't look like you just like chopped your nose off, like here. Now I'm gonna take the clean blending brush and I'm just gonna blend it down. And another issue, all my eyeglass wearers, I wear glasses to work every day, so I get like these indents in my nose. Right now, it's 9:15. Making these makeup tutorials, so my glasses have sat on my face all day and have created these indents. So sometimes the contour like brings it out. So I promise, like on the weekend when I contour my nose, it looks better because I literally wake up, I pop in contacts and like bitch doesn't play. I'm going to take highlighter shade right here. I'm gonna draw this down the middle of my nose. So this is like to ensure that the contoured sides, you know, it cleans up the middle. So it's like a shadow on the side of the nose rather than just like black down the middle. So, you know, it's all about, makeup is all about illusions. And I'm just gonna cut the sides. So yeah, there's my nose. It's like somewhat snatched. Okay, moving on. Now I'm going to pick a blush shade. I'm automatically drawn to these two because they're darker and I like a good dark shade. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna use this shimmery shade because when I was on vacation, surprisingly, the light shade was pretty pigmented. So I'm gonna show you guys just how pigmented it is. So I'm gonna take my Morphe E4, this is my favorite blush brush, and I'm just gonna apply that to the apples of the cheeks. I'm gonna take this darker shade right here and just put it like up here for a little bit of color. And I'm not gonna take a lot because as you can see, the light one's already pretty pigmented. And I'm just gonna bring that up like so. Just bring it up. And there's our blush, super pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and take my Morphe E3 and I'll wipe away the baking that I did. And see, it's like very blunt. Last but not least, I'm gonna take this brush. I don't know the name of it. I got it in my Ipsy Glam bag a couple months ago, but I'll link it below like everything else. And I'm gonna take this highlight color. Now, if you're a blinding highlight kind of girl, which I can be, but unlike most YouTubers, I'm not like obsessed with the blinding highlight. Personally, I find that highlight sometimes can really age you. So some days I like a clean highlight. And a good rule is to apply along the brow tail and then on top of the cheekbones. Right under the eye. And I already did the nose, but I'll throw some more on the bottom, the Cupid's bow, and my chin. And then I'll just do a little bit above the arch of my brow. And there we go. There's my face contour. After I apply powder on my face, I like to set my face with a setting spray. I think it really locks the powder in. It doesn't really look like there's powder sitting on your face. It really blends and it makes it look nice. So I'm gonna be using my MAC Fix Plus, which I'm almost out of. Ugh. Spray that all over. And while that dries, I am going to stay true to my NARS video, and I'm going to apply my favorite, absolute favorite thus far, I will say, NARS lipstick in the shade Anita. Pinky beige shade. So yeah, that's my finished makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up below. Remember to subscribe to my channel because I want you guys to be a part of every video that I create. You should totally buy the NARS palette. I highly recommend it. It's great. If I didn't love it, I wouldn't put it in this video. But if you are not sure if you want to invest in this palette, because I believe it's like $56, and you want to just like, you know, dabble in the contour world, you can totally take a bronzer and an angled brush, a little denser than this, and just take your bronzer, dip it in the bronzer, and just like outline your cheeks and see how that goes. Honestly, that's how I learned how to contour. Makeup is really expensive, and when I was in college, I literally worked 2 jobs and went to school, but still had no money. Oh, that's right, because I had a shopping problem. Right, Fortune. Well, I just took what I had. Makeup is so much fun. You can make yourself look like a totally different person, which is kind of what we dabbled in today. Like, my face is not normally this chiseled. Look at this. Look at this. So I hope you guys took something away from this. I hope you learned how to contour. Maybe you learned a different technique. I hope we took something away from this video. Let me know if there are any contour techniques that you guys use that I use in this video. What's your favorite contouring palette? Let me know if you use powders, if you use liquid contour. Let me know what it is you use. But yeah, enough babbling. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next Fortune Finds video. Bye guys. Mwah.